I mean, hopefully they know that we do marketing if our digital presence is up to date the way we tell everybody else theirs should be. No, I got into business through operations. So, and I put off getting into marketing for a very long time because at the time that I got into operations, if you were a girl, and I'm using that term the exact way it would have been used in the day, they didn't want you in operations. So you kind of got shoehorned into either being a house mom or being in marketing. And I didn't want to be in marketing. I wanted to be on the floor. The reason marketing became such a big part of what we do is the same reason that finance became such a big part of what we do. Because back when I was a manager, a floor manager, and a GM, I found that I was good at operations and I was proud of what I could do for the club. But I was also somewhat limited because I couldn't control necessarily how to drive new business into the venue. I could make sure that every guest that showed up had a great time and do my part to make sure that they came back, but I wasn't driving. And I also really didn't have the ability to analyze without all of the financial information whether or not the things that I were doing were the right things and whether they were ultimately going to result in success. So at KMA, we really began to think of these as three separate legs of a tripod. We like the tripod analogy, we're going to use it again. But you have marketing, right? And marketing looks forward. And then you have operations, and operations looks at now. How can we maximize the guests that we have in the building at this moment? How do we maximize that guest experience? How do we maximize that spend? And then finance kind of looks back, right? You're looking at all the data that's been aggregated, and now you have to figure out what it means. What story do these numbers tell? And, where are the areas of opportunity?
Well, when we started doing some type of promotions, when ownership would allow us to do promotions, specials, something that had excitement to the club, you've got to market it. Otherwise, if a promotion falls in the forest and nobody hears it, what do you got?
I think a lot of people look at marketing the same way that they look at sales, like it's a dirty word, like it's something that's somehow inherently dishonest. But we'd like to reframe that, because for us, marketing, just like sales, is firmly grounded in pride. If you're proud of your product, if you're proud of your venue, you're going to want to talk about